I took I took some time off to rest, and now it's game time, bitches. You have no idea.
Women's 100. And a good start for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price. Thompson.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Being left behind and out in front, the Olympic champion does it again. 10.5.
A few moments later.
Face these ladies from the Olympic Games.
Coming out today, it was a great return back to the sport. I wanted to be able to come in before, having a month off, dealing with all I was dealing with. I'm not upset at myself at all. This is one race. I'm not done. You know what I'm capable of. Count me out if you want to. Talk all the shit you want, because I'm here to stay.
Were you surprised that Sha'carri was so far back?
I wasn't watching Sha'carri, to be honest.
She didn't have eyes on the back of her head.
Oh, well, obviously not.
Jamaica 1, 2, 3. Should we have expected anything differently?
No, you shouldn't have.
I'm not done. I'm the 6th fastest woman in this game ever. And can't nobody ever take that from me. Congratulations to the winners. Congratulations to the people that won. But they're not done seeing me yet. Period.
Sit your podcast down. We are back, episode 22, season 2. It's been a very eventful and entertaining week, gentlemen. How are you guys?
Good. I'm good.
Uchi.
G in the building, Reek in the building, McFly is here. I'm gonna keep making allusions to this once in a while. Are we gonna have a 4th member again, or is that never happening, guys? Or I hope the person I'm talking about is watching, because we're just waiting. Where you at? G, you got an update on that for us?
Shelley comes when we talk about bonnets.
Right. Isn't that crazy? She came for the bonnet talk and it was like, I'm not coming back. I'm not back.
We'll talk offline.
Cool. So I guess we'll go ahead and kick it off here. Okay. I'm gonna start off with I'm gonna do what I learned from Family Guy. I'm gonna start off with what he called the compliment sandwich. I'm gonna say something good, some things in the middle, and then I'm gonna end with some things good, right? So it's a nice, digestible sandwich for the people. First thing I want to say that's good, okay? Sha'carri Richardson has brought attention to a sport that maybe wouldn't have it normally, at least from this country. That's good. Ding, ding.
Checks out so far.
Also, I would like to say that as, a person married to a Jamaican American, I am ecstatic for the woman of Jamaica to continue to show Black excellence is not bound by country. Love to see that, right? I'm excited for both those things. Now, the not so good things. I hope Sha'carri understands, and she's young, so she'll understand this. I don't want to pile on her. You can't talk shit and get beat like that. It just maybe less ticky-tocking, maybe less flapping the gums and less tweets and more getting in the gym and shutting the hell up. It looks bad.
It don't look like her character. A lot
to do
that.
It doesn't look like her character, but it's one thing when you do that shit and you win. But when you do it and you okay, let's take LeVar Ball. We love LeVar Ball on the show, right? He talks a lot of shit. Then he goes out and backs it the fuck up. If he did not back it the fuck up, he'd be another cracked out old Black dude talking shit no one wants to hear from. Right?
It would still be hilarious though.
Still be hilarious. And she certainly is still hilarious. I said something good at the end. It is still amazing to see her come out and compete through all of the adversity she's going through. And, we want to, wish her the best and hope that she'll be back. She's still getting that Nike bag, which is a positive for her. And I don't know how much positive it is for Nike. I guess.
Nike bag and Nike handlers.
Hey, man.
So
she was out there cussing on NBC and ended her statement with period.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to get her some lessons on addressing the press for sure. But yeah, so that's my nice, quick, simple take. You guys hop in. What are your thoughts on Miss Sha'carri?
Man, as somebody who actually does follow track throughout the year, I can't say I'm surprised. I've been really consistent with saying that she got a lot of work to do with the start of her race, and she was beating people based on like pure athleticism. And now that you're racing with the elites, you need athleticism and technique. And I'm sure she knows this. She seemed professional enough to know this. I can't imagine she wouldn't know this if I know this. So, unfortunately, with track, you do a lot of work for 10 seconds, but it's a long season. And any given day, something can happen. So I'm not saying she's done, but this is rough. Considering everything that happened, it's almost like she's lucky she didn't make it to the Olympics, because if she had a performance like that with that hype, it might have been bad for her image. So now she has an excuse. I don't know if it's a valid excuse, but yeah.
She pulled out the handbook of Nike. It's like, here's what we do when we gas you. When we gas you and overhype you and you fail, here's what you got to say. Insert, I wasn't supposed to be here. Insert, let's talk about everything else besides what just happened.
Period.
Insert, I'll be back. Like, it was just like, first of all, you can't get smoked that bad.
Well,
like, it was bad.
She pulled up. She pulled one of the standards. Okay, I'm not going to accuse her of pulling up, but if I'm getting burnt, I'll pull something. You can't tell me no otherwise. I'll fake it. I would have pulled up. If I'm getting smoked, I'll pull something.
It looked like to me she ain't trained the whole time she got caught. And she couldn't run the Olympics. It looked like she just stopped training. Like, you know what, I'm about to do TikToks and Nike shit.
Even with that, here's my thing. Number one, as I said before, and listen, if I missed the letters or I didn't catch the meeting notes, from the black delegation, let me know. If we can't talk shit about her, I'm cool with that. I am 100% cool with saying she black, she American black, and on top of that, she good. We love her. Fuck all the other. That's fine. But
she got smoked by other blacks.
I mean, I was saying, I saw specifically kind of saying like the ADOS type crowd folk, but either way.
Okay.
But that's also another thing too. It's not like
I'm celebrating another black.
Right. We shouldn't be mad that Jamaica won. Like, if you black, in my mind, that shouldn't be like a as an American, you want us to be closer, but at the same time, it's like,
but especially when the Jamaicans have been the fastest in the world for the last 59,000 years.
Yeah, it's not like it's a sport that we've had a chance in. I mean, like this ain't, there's other sports maybe like long distance and sprinting. No, we're gonna lose to a Jamaican and likely a Kenyan. That's what's gonna happen. It is what it is. But like at the same time, those are the sports that they typically dominate in. They're not crushing us and everything else. It's kind of just that. So
I think it's her response, man. Her response is bugged out. Like, this is track. Like, she should know that there's going to be other opportunities. She should have just responded with something humbling and acknowledged that she needs to get back to work instead of all this other stuff. And I'm not going to tell her. I mean, that's why they follow her though, right? Like, her personality is why she's where she's at.
Right. It's definitely that. It's the hair. It's the big talk. It's the fact that she is kind of unpolished. She's not the, think about the Olympics. I feel like the time you hear the most humble athletes, it's always just, lots of prayer, dedication, hard work, and thank you to mama and baba. Blah, blah, blah. It's always that, right? It's always that. But from her, it was like a little different, which is what made her what she is. But at the same time,
it was also a good way for her to hide it. She had a bunch of excuses to me. So
I mean, in her press conference, she did say, I guess I didn't fact check that she's the sixth fastest ever in this. Which,
yeah, but I'm like, what that got to do with what just happened?
Yeah.
You know
You just
what I mean?
got your
Like,
ass bust and you start
right.
breaking up the last year's championship.
Right. You know what I mean? That's from, to me, like that's that Nike handbook stuff. Cause like all they clients do the same thing when they get overhyped and they lose like that, they all do the same. Let's deflect and start talking about other stuff. Like, what does you Six Flags into anything got to do with what just happened to you right now? Like, I don't get that. Like, you just got smoked.
She's gonna be all right, man. I don't like she just handled it crazy in the PR, but like she's clearly talented. She's young. As long as she get a good team that helps her address the things that most people who watch track can clearly see, she can be all right.
So let me ask you that, guys. This is something that I was struggling with on social. Is you see people, and it's like there's almost feels like there's no distinction between critique or just outright dragging her. And I feel like, number one, we got to understand, in particular, you talk about this, like the internet's not going to change. It's a place for you to get hate thrown at you. We can complain about that shit, or you can do whatever you can not to invite it, but ultimately it's going to be what it's going to be. There's plenty of people who get hated on. They don't really do shit to bring it on themselves, kind of just exist, and people just like, I can't fucking stand that person. This is the person who had controversial tweets, talked shit about detractors. I wish the people who talked about me would at least be cute at the time. And I mean, like, these are things that she said, like, and then like talk a real big game, then get shitted on, and then it's like, oh, the humble pie hasn't hit you yet. Like, this is like, when does it become okay? You know what? This is fair versus it's not fair. And is it even possible to distinguish that?
I just want her to be held accountable for her poor race. I would prefer that we protect Black women, but I also want her to be accountable for her actions instead of getting on there talking crazy. But
right, she
is.
Yeah, like it's just odd in this era how they pay attention to the wrong things. So she's giving the time and energy to the people she shouldn't be listening to in the first place. Like most of them, like the people that's dogging her won't know much about track anyway. And then, but at the same time, Carl Lewis says stuff, and everybody attacks him.
Yeah,
like
if actual legend,
right? If anybody has anything to say that should be said, which was actually constructive, and we're just saying like, you know, the standards were mediocre, you know, he shouldn't be attacked. But the way the internet works is they attack him, somebody who's actually a certified legend, for saying something, and they praise the people who bash somebody who does, and these people know absolutely nothing about the sport.
Wait, so Carl Lewis spoke on this and he got bashed for it?
During the Olympics, he was just talking about how poorly U.S. track was performing.
Yeah, in general. He was talking about the handoffs and stuff like that.
Right, in general, but it was just the fact that everybody attacked him for talking about the U.S. team and how they should be better. Meanwhile, you get praised if you attack Sha'carri and you know nothing about the sport.
Yo, and the way they were attacking him was wild. It's like, do you know who you're talking to? They were asking him like, how many medals have you won?
Right.
What?
Right. And that's the point. I'm like, yo, he's a legend. Like you said, you look up his credentials.
But this goes back to the idea of the new blacks that don't know shit that didn't happen before fucking 92. Right. Just like, what do you
later than that?
You're not Usain Bolt. Who are you?
Nothing happened before they got a memory.
Nothing. I mean, I think there again, I feel like there's always just this disconnect for like what's the way we're gonna swing, especially among Black folk. It's like you can't, and I've seen people that were just like, oh man, she should have ran better. You know what she's going through? You know how hard it must be to do what she's doing? I'm like, I can't say that she didn't perform well. I can't just say it was a bad race for her. I hope she gets it better. It was an awesome race considering why the moving of the goalposts? You can say that and say, hey, and I think everyone that knows her story realizes, yeah, we get it. It's probably tough to do that. That goes without saying. But on the merits of this performance,
yeah, you don't get a participation trophy.
No, but that's what this era wants. So like they love to move the goalposts. They love to have excuses for it. Just saying like, oh, you're capable of doing way better than that. And that's the bottom line. You performed poorly, you're capable of doing better. Ain't nothing else to discuss. I don't want to hear nothing about what you was 6 at. I don't want to hear nothing about I shouldn't be here. I don't want to hear any of that shit. You should be better.
Yeah.
Period.
As a person who makes a living off of technology, I'm glad I grew up without it.
Shit.
So I can understand life after it. Like I can see life after it, and I understand why things are this way because I grew up without it.
You've been outside before.
That is literally all it took is to go outside.
You've been outside before.
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel bad for her to grow up in this era where like these things affect her, because I'm pretty sure she is going through some type of mental health thing that this is just making 10 times worse. And I'm sure like that's a reason why she's doing that, but it's like not an excuse. You still got a job to do.
We got to get to a point where like these younger, especially athletes and artists and people who are under the microscope, who have a lot of dollars and eyeballs on what they do, you got to unplug and understand how to turn shit off. And it's hard. I mean, you look at LeBron James, who's 37, who did grow up in the era of being outside, he doesn't do the shit. You can see him being like, yo, y'all talk all you want to talk. Dude, you're a 4-time NBA champion. Who the fuck cares? Go do you. Like this, but it's hard because you're conditioned that everything comes through and you have to respond or see everything. And I think that's what's tough. So, I mean, if she's with like 19, 20, it's going to be even harder for her because that's the only road that she's ever known. But I do think, it comes to the territory. And if you're going to be here and you're going to be in this sport and continue to have this spotlight on you, because you're going to always have it on you now, you better adjust accordingly.
This is how you get your money, man. When you associate getting your money with something so toxic, it's I don't blame her. I don't put a lot of fault. I do want her to be accountable. Like I feel like her team should be more involved. Or
her team is
should have prepared her better.
Her team is failing her at this point.
I told you they got the Nike playbook.
I mean, maybe it works. Maybe it works.
It works to people who can't think. People who know better like us.
That bucket, though.
Right, it is. But people like us, it's like, yeah, that's just, I'm not buying that.
Should be all right, man. Real track people, real track fans knows that either she'll be all right or she won't. And it's just fast runners come and go like the snap of a finger. Like there are people that were expected to win that you never ever see run again. So we know what it is. Either she'll be better
sink or swim time.
So I have two last thoughts on this. Number one, one's a controversial thing and one's not. Do we think she'll be back? And number two, was Shelly Ann from the Jamaican team laughing at her as she walks past her press conference? Because I have been in arguments with plenty of Jamaican Americans who assure me she was looking in the stands. She wasn't. And I was like, I know cocky laugh face when I see it. She looked like she was laughing at directly what Sha'carri was saying and was like, ha ha, bitch, and walked off.
Based on the post-run interviews, I'm going to say she was definitely laughing at her.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying. You know what? One thing I don't like. I mean, it's a slight jab to my Jamaican brothers and sisters. They are on this. Nah, she would never do that, and that's not how we. I'm like, y'all, some of the most cock. I'm like, do you remember how Bolt was dragging boys sitting there pointing to the stands while he running? I'm like, listen, you mean that y'all don't do this? Stop.
Right. They're the same people who tried to bobsled with no ice.
I'm like, you know how much confidence you have to have?
It's like, yo, we can bobsled too. Like,
all you need is runners.
Don't even snow.
Run.
Like
what? Like I'm just saying. Like, but that's to me. And here's the thing, Shelly Ann, if you were talking shit, you earned it. You dusted her. Like, that's fine.
Because she was talking crazy.
Right. This was like McGregor and Khabib.
Like, you get to talk whatever you want. She sat there and was like outclassed. Yeah, you get to talk your shit. It's cool. But I will give at least them that her and Elaine. I saw both their press conferences. They both were just like, there was a lot ooze confidence, but there was no shade. They were just like, yeah, you weren't worried about that, whatever. Even in the end, even
no, that was shade. Stop it.
Right. We're not worried about that.
You can't mention Sha'carri. Not worried about it.
She said they weren't. No, wasn't they weren't worried about it. I think Shelby Annie asked. She's like the announcer or the reporter was a dick. He was like, yeah, well, you know, you don't have eyes in your back of your head. And she's like, definitely not. I was like, oh god. But it was like he threw up the alley, and she just was like, what's she gonna do? Not dunk it? Of course she had to dunk it. Now she windmilled that bitch. But I mean, you know, like I'm not mad at it. She's not throwing a perfect alley. This is your boy B Diddy out the Kia sunroof. Like, you gotta dunk that. You gotta dunk it. So I'm not mad about
type of sports where there's nothing to be judged. Like running, you're either fast or you're not. We have cameras if it's close.
That's it.
Talk your shit.
Talk your shit.
There's nothing debatable about your win.
There's empirical evidence that you are a faster runner.
Like, there's nothing debatable here.
No debate.
No, that's why I said it's Khabib and McGregor. Like,
and she's last. McGregor, I probably would have talked about her. Honestly, like, dang, you
would have been like, yo, I couldn't.
I think that's the best to me. That is the best thing they could have done because, listen, it got boys on a Saturday, Sunday talking about racing, talking about track.
You know how many times you know how many channels you got to scroll through to find a track,
man,
on TV.
Right. I normally only see it like on ESPN.
In the middle of the day when boys is out doing stuff. Boys is talking about track. I'm just saying, I would be talking about I'll make a TikTok about her. What you mean?
She's good for the sport.
She's great for the sport.
Yeah,
absolutely.
She's great. Yeah. But she's McGregor.
The shit talker that's getting that ass beat right now.
I know how track is, man. She can be all right.
I don't know she'll be all right. I just think
I don't think she's gonna be Jamaican all right, but she's gonna be all right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She'll be a good second, third placer.
Yo, I mean, it's what they got it on lock.
Need to put on some more
muscle, man. What you about to do about that? That's like us in basketball. We better win that shit, or if we don't win, it's a problem. Like, what do you mean?
She better stop eating those sweetie meals from McDonald's.
No, G, protect black women, because Reek's gone too far. Why you gotta violate like that?
Crazy.
All about the sweetie.
Crazy.
I'm done. Okay, you know what? No, because Reek, Reek, listen, you gotta warn us. You gotta bring the do-rag. You can't just do that.
You're right. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
You locked and loaded. You had to do like in the chamber.
Yeah, it's in a clip.
You fully loaded clip. Oh my goodness.
I fired the first shot without really aiming.
I'm done. I am done.
Okay, ready? Right. Sweetie meals from McDonald's. What's in that again?
I don't even know. I just know it looks disgusting.
Sweetie don't even want to eat her own stuff. I saw like at the last commercial or whatever she had to do on Twitter or Instagram or something like that. Sweetie was looking like, man, if I eat another Big Mac. She was like, supersize me for real.
Yo, honestly, if there was a video game and you had to fight all of the corporate bosses of like Coonan, man, McDonald's has got to be the king boss, man. It got to be. That's the final level. I have never seen a company just coon harder than McDonald's. They got meals now for rappers. I've seen it all. I've fucking seen it all, man.
Gotta capitalize. Throw your sweet and sour sauce on your Big Mac.
They didn't have enough. That shit's crazy.
Sweet and sour sauce, like You know, she reminds me like, you know, the women like you ask like, yo, I'm about to pick up some McDonald's, something. You want something, and they give you some ridiculous, stupid ass order that's not on the menu. This is all the sweetie meal is. This is the sweetie meal. Like, give me a regular cheeseburger, but I want Big Mac sauce on it, and then can I get like 4 nuggets? But then I want it's like, what are you talking about?
Could you order something that it comes together?
Right. So when they fuck it up, you're not gonna be mad at me because it's your fault because you're asking for shit that ain't normal.
I want 4 nuggets, but also 4 sweet and sour sauces. I need a sauce per nugget. Like what? I'm confused.
They this person taking your order is 15 years old, 16 years old,
and they're gonna fuck it up.
You're right, and they're probably failing however many classes they in. And you expecting them to pass this right?
That's not fair, man.
Yo, Eureka has smoke for everybody, even the 15-year-old drive-through worker who can't even work that many hours and they still in school.
Right.
I'm done.
Brain fried, and you're sitting there, you know. I need 1 pickle on the bottom and 1 pickle on the top.
As a former McDonald's employee, I can tell you right now, it was the most hilarious, awful job I've ever had. It was funny as shit, but it was just awful.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Burger King is similar.
I would imagine.
I would imagine
being an employee. I would know.
I didn't want to make my community better in that way, so I didn't do that.
Yo, you watching training videos of that shit? They talk it up like it is just like you are here saving lives. Like McDonald's, like no cap. In the McDonald's training videos, they talk about making a golden moment with the customer. I mean, like, yo, get the fuck out of here. I'm here for the summer, bitch. I'm not here to make golden fucking moments with any fucking body. You hear me? Golden moment. Holding a door open for a customer. Giving a kid a nice toy. What the fuck?
Anybody
pedophile shit. I'm not doing any of this shit.
You don't want to hold the door for anybody going to eat at McDonald's.
Okay, no. Yeah. No. We're moving on because Rika's on one. My God. Okay. You obviously you woke up and chose violence today. We're gonna get to Kanye and Drake.
Yeah,
you chose violence. So